Hello, everyone. Author D.L. Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror, and the author of the soon-to-be-released Caliostro, Tale of the Libertin. Is why we're all here tonight.
Yay.
So, if you've read the title of the live stream, this is the live stream launch party for the Kickstarter for Caliostro, Tale of the Libertin, Book 1. So I'm excited. It's been a stressful time. So I'm happy that this day has arrived so I can maybe calm down a little bit. Um, but yeah, so we're going to have a few guests on. Hopefully, a few other people are going to be able to make it. If they don't, then it's cool too. Some people will be in the chat who's going to be popping in maybe. But Aphrodite Lee, the goddess, is here to join me, of course, as she's always like my ride or die. Like for real.
Look, I was thinking I was gonna be more like a die today.
Like she was trying. She's like, oh, I got good hair.
My voice
But
is shot.
it's actually, you know, I don't know. The energies are very, very high with Kickstarter. It's very difficult. So yeah. Um I'm glad again that this day is here and to share it with everyone. I'm going to actually launch the Kickstarter live here
I
with
can't wait to
everyone.
see
This
that.
is the Kickstarter pre-launch page that anyone can see at the moment. This is where you go well before, weeks and weeks in advance, to follow the page, which is this button here. Currently, I have 14 people following the page. Not so bad considering. So this is what you'll get if you follow the link that is in the description for now. But once I press the launch page, then you'll be able to view the actual Kickstarter itself, which I'm excited for everyone to see because of the cool tiers and everything. I'm just excited for that because of all the work that went into doing all this stuff with it. Right, so this is the live page for me to launch, and I'm going to go ahead and press it live. So hopefully there are any hiccups. That's funny. You'll see it live, that's for sure. Here we go. Drum roll, they say. And it is live. Okay. It's not scary. It's not scary. Looks like. And this is the story part. They call it the story so that way you can find out about what the whole thing that I'm raising, funds for. And here it says, he is weighed down by obligations. She has no recollection of who she is. When two worlds intermingle and secrets are around every corner, will their connection survive? So giving you a little dum feel there. And then you can see the two characters. This is Caliostro, it's Allison, and then the story. So why would you love Caliostro? If you like gothic undertones, vampire hunters, drama and plot twists, mixed species, myth burn, and cosmic horror undertones, then this is the book for you. So it gives like this is the little thing to let you know kind of within the book. And we have werewolves, billionaire CEO, because Caliostro himself is powerful protagonist. Yes, he is. Magic, vampires, he fell first. Fallen angels, which are called Lashi in my book, and interspecies romance is involved in this story. Go to what page is that? I think it's this one. I don't know if it's this one.
Oh, I hate the camera being so far away.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So we're almost halfway to the goal. Right now, we're at 215 with 3 backers. So I'm not mad. And thank you everyone who has pledged. That is awesome. If you're here, I know ED did, and I know that I think I saw Barrett did. Thank you, and Aphrodite. Thank you for being on here pledging. So that's really cool. I'm happy with that.
I know, like
So
halfway there already.
right, that's great. So I'm like, I
I
listen.
love your campaign though. Like,
It
I
took a
can't wait
lot.
for you to do a video on it
Oh
because
my goodness, and I am so doing a video because everyone needs to know all the things. And I am very much into, trying to get everyone
Share.
as much info, because even though there's so many videos about Kickstarter out here, it's still like there's some little teeny tiny details that could be so detriment to you
It's
that you're
still a
like
lot of gatekeeping.
pulling your hair out, but it's not something that seems that big a deal to somebody else. You know what I mean? So I
Hmm.
try to I want to hit all the points and talk about like the steps before you even like type in Kickstarter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many things that you need to prepare before you even do it. Like,
I just hate that,
right? I really was.
I started my channel for the sole purpose of being the person I needed, because
Right,
no one
right.
helped me and I didn't know what I was doing. The only thing I knew how to do was write,
Yeah.
and I didn't know anything. And so everything was like trial by fire.
So here is the Caliostro survival game. So we're going to play a question game. Each answer will have a different outcome. Think carefully. On this form, you'll just put in your email. This is so that I can send you your answers if you aren't here at the live stream. He has
Hey,
arrived.
The drain.
Hey, sweetie. I'm
there
glad
you
you made it.
Yeah. Okay,
congratulations.
Thank
now I am
you.
mad. I need a light. Everybody is right. I look like I'm hiding in the dark.
It's very fitting because, I do dark stuff. I turned the light up tonight a little
I'm
bit.
ED. I'm the host of ED Lewis Reviews.
Does all the things over there on his channel. It's really cool. Like, does awesome book reviews. I look forward to those. Poetry readings, which are really, really good. So, yeah. And apparently an author, so you have some work style that people can read. Which when I first found that out, I was like, what? I don't have any of those. So then I was like upset with myself. So, yay. We have 5 backers now.
What?
And we have 261. So, yay. So yay, people are checking out the stuff. It's great. Everyone, this is going to be a scene from the book, from the novel. It is rewritten for script based, so that way we can read it all together. It is not identical to what's in the book. Just a heads up on that, but it's pretty darn close. So the dialogue is all pretty much the same. Ed is going to play Caliostro, and Aphrodite is going to play Delata. And the lines that you are to read is directly under the name. Any in between parts like this here, that would be read by me, the narrator. Caliostro grip tightens around Delata's throat, propelling her forcefully against the distant wall, sending tremors rippling through the room. With a quick glance, he checks on Allison's condition. Allison on her knees, struggling for breath, one hand tenderly rubbing her neck while the other clenching the bed sheets tightly. Exhaling heavily, Caliostro refocuses his attention on Delata, who snarls and hisses in defiance. Her glowing eyes match his own blue hue, albeit dimmer. She kicks at him, but he swiftly catches her leg with his free hand, holding it firmly by his side. Delata swats at the hand, collapsing her throat.
Are you truly fighting me over that mere flesh bag?
Releasing her, he steps backward, straightening his suit as he positions himself between her and Allison.
Why are you here? You haven't darkened my door for over a decade.
Delata's eyes shift from Allison to Caliostro and back. He senses her desire to reach her target.
If you attempt it, it'll be the final move you ever make.
A smile plays on her lips as she inches closer, her face mere inches from his. He holds his ground, their gaze locked in an intense stare down.
Obviously, I came to see you. And this is the treatment I get? Over a meal?
Delata glares past him to Allison, who is still feeling the effects of the attack. Delata laughs.
She must be a true delicacy.
Leave now, Delata, before I lose my patience.
Delata defies him and stands firm. He steps closer to her.
There's only one reason I have never destroyed you, and you know it well.
Delata softens, making her long lashes flutter.
Caliostro, my love, my dear, sweet brother.
She steps closer to him.
You know, I've always let you win, but don't let it go to your head.
She runs her fingers through her thick black hair, allowing it to cascade over her bare shoulders once more, as if magically restyled to perfection. She grins up at him. He steps even closer.
Fool yourself if you must. You only draw breath at this moment because of our past. But don't push it. We both know I am much stronger than you.
Her smirk fades.
Keep your snack then. I only wanted a taste.
She pouts like a child before a temper tantrum.
You're so selfish these days, brother. And trust, I will keep coming back to darken your door whenever it pleases me to do so.
Delata storms out faster than she arrived. So, the Kickstarter was funded in 22 hours. So in 22 hours, the Kickstarter was funded. I'm ecstatic. I was not expecting it to do this so quickly. So that's it. Like, well, that's not it, but there's no going back really. It's funded, and now it's just going forward at this point. And we are only a day in, really. So I launched it the other day. That's when I'm doing this recording. I launched it the other day at 6:44 p.m. in the evening. And I did my launch party, which is still live. And then I had half of the goal while doing the live stream. And then in the middle of the night, some more pledges came in. In the morning, another big pledge came in. And then by 4 in the afternoon, I was funded. So, oh my God, excited. Hey all, I'm just checking in because it's now May the 1st. And this is in the afternoon after work. Just checking up on the Kickstarter, and we are only at 11 days left at this point. Did have the dead zone, as they say, where you don't get any pledges. But as you can see, we're well past the original goal. And I think the last time I popped on here for the update was, I think we were at like 938 or something. So I had 2 backers pledge last night, and I wanted to just do a quick video this morning. So we're pretty close to 1,000 at this point. I don't know where to end because the way the numbers work, and I'm going to because I am going to do a video about the Kickstarter, but the way the numbers work when I go to my dashboard, so it shows you the percentage of funding and then how many backers and how many days here. But see this little gadget here with the growth? And this is where my deadline started, which I'm still happy that I funded well before this started. So I went about a week and a few days, a week and a couple of days before I got more pledges, and it took it up here. I'm getting closer to the 1,000 mark line, minus a couple dollars. But, I don't think my chart looks that bad because I funded quickly during the first 22 hours of the being up. So I think that's pretty good personally. But if I scroll down here, this is what I wanted to show. Currently sitting at 11 days left. And when I first started the campaign, I was at 14 followers. Okay. And, I had talked the campaign up and everything and had pretty much shown over 8,000 people because I have about that across all my social media. So my author stuff there. So I have 14 followers. And then as the campaign has gone on, I've grown to 34 followers. But as you can see, the conversion, my conversion was what they consider Kickstarters that fund. I was at that mark. It was 30% because I only had, I think when I got funded, I think I had 17 followers for the project, and I had 7 converted. So it made it like a 30%, which is usual. So it's gone down the percentage because the amount of converted followers is still at 7, even though I have about 19 backers because they were either from like, AuthorTube, my Facebook, or my newsletter or something like that. They're not directly found through Kickstarter or people who follow. They just knew where the Kickstarter was, and then they decided they were going to back it. But in this case, these are the people who clicked follow the project, and then the people who converted. So it's dropping me at 21%. So this to me is good news, but it might not make any difference. What I mean is that at the end of the project, some of these people could show up to back it. Some people are last minute backers. Usually they say you get your most pledged backers in the first 48 hours and then the last 48 hours. So we'll see if that's true or not, at least for my campaign anyway. So I'm curious to see what'll happen when we get down to lower amount of days. We shall see. So I'm here doing another update. This is only like a day after the last update that I did. So we're 2 days later because I'm down to 9 days to go. And this is the evening of May 2nd, which I have 9 days to go. So it goes up to May 12th. As you can see, we had another pledge that has pushed it to almost 1,200 almost, which should I get excited yet and think that we're going to reach the second stretch goal, which would give printed edges? I would love to give everybody printed edges. That's really, really reaching for that. I'm very excited. So had someone do the biggest package, which is the 175, the book box. So actually looking forward to putting those together. I love doing boxes with like goodies and things. I love doing that. It's actually quite fun to me. So yeah, excited. Anyway, just wanted to do that update. I guess I'll see you in the next update in this video. And here I am the day before the campaign ends. And we are at 20 backers at 1180 pledged and 22 hours to go. If you notice, which I'm sure you did, that the campaign amount dropped, which is normal for campaigns in most cases. It could go up, it can go down, it can go any direction it wants to. It's not that much of a difference, about $13 difference. It's just one of the people who pledged changed their amount for whatever reason. There's a couple days before some people know what funds they have to spend, but it's not technically losing a pledge, just a pledge adjustment. So, but anyway, that took it to 1,180 instead of 1,193, which it was at not too long ago. So I'm going to go into the dashboard here. So this is where it sits, and you can see the growth of the campaign from start to almost finished. And it's about 210% funded, and that's about, that's 22 hours on one page and 23 hours on the other page. But anyway, and then here it shows 37 project followers, 8 converted of those followers, and 22% conversion rate, which is usual funded ones I heard are usually a conversion rate of like 30%, which it was at 30% until my followers grew over the course of the campaign, because I started with 14 followers and it grew up towards that. Now near the ending, this is where it sits. My project video got played more as it got closer to the last couple of weeks of the campaign being in play. I think that's just more or less people who started following it, played the video, and about 38% of the people finished the entire video, which my video is only 2 minutes and some change. So the short attention span thing is still the case even on Kickstarter, which I expected because most people don't watch videos all the way through. But a majority, almost, not half, but a majority of the people out of that amount did watch the full video. It does tell you there, 38.10% of plays completed. I do have a live stream that I have planned for the closeout of the Kickstarter on my YouTube channel. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to be doing some writing sprints and then showing the Kickstarter on doing the break of the sprints. So I'll be on there for about 2 hours until the Kickstarter finishes out. And if you want to, you know, hopefully you'll be there if you're watching this video. Since this video is coming out after the campaign is over. But yeah, so maybe you were there, maybe you weren't there for the closeout. Either way, I will see you at the end of this video, which will be after the Kickstarter is closed. Hello, everyone. Author DL Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror, and welcome to my live stream. I am live streaming because my Kickstarter will be ending in about 2 hours, roughly. It's almost 4 o'clock now. I figured I'd pop in a few minutes before 4. And it'll count down on its own. If you actually go to the Kickstarter right now, it says something like 106 minutes or something like that left. Because I think when I launched it was about 6 o'clock my time, Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, so if you're new here, you're catching this live stream for the first time, have never been to my channel, make sure you press that subscribe button and like this video so other people can find it as well. And if you don't know about me, I write horror, dark fantasy, and I dibble and dabble in all other genres as well. Hence my brand being the Mistress of Horror. I mean, I'm married to all the other genres, but I'm the Mistress of Horror. I'm sitting at 1,200 right now, and of course with Kickstarter, that could change at the drop of a hat because pledges are not 100% being the case. We did actually, I say we as in Kickstarter, the Kickstarter and the backers, we did actually make it to the first stretch goal and made it past the first stretch goal, which was at 800. And so now we're sitting at 1,200. It probably will finish out at that, unless I lose some pledges. I'm not sure if I'll get any more pledges within the next hour or so, but that could happen. With Kickstarter, it's kind of like a, you know, if you do, if you don't type of situation, if you aren't bringing a large audience to Kickstarter. But I'm pretty happy still with how it turned out. I put a lot of work into my Kickstarter, if you can see it, if you've missed it when I showed it before. Everything I did on here was designed by me. I went through a lot of, you know, work to get it to look like it does. The creating all the graphics and the word art, because this right here is word art. It isn't like it's a picture. It's not typed on the Kickstarter. So yeah, so you had to do different things. I made all the banners and everything like that, and then you have to put it together. So typing everything up and doing all that. So it just breaks down. The Kickstarter breaks down everything so people know exactly what they're getting into. And yeah, so I even made sure I promoted my team that was involved in helping the book come to fruition and where it is. My character artist, my cover artist, my formatting company, my editor. I have to add my other editor because my other editor does my short story things, that the stories that are in the back of the physical book. And then the breakdown where the funds go, if it was, you know, if we made it, and we did. Then the rewards tiers, which I think the graphics on those turned out pretty cool too. A lot of work, especially to go back and edit them. And then the shipping. But yeah, so, and that's the Kickstarter. So I'm just waiting for it to clock out. I'm going to, during this stream, do some writing sprints because I am currently finishing up this one here, the Winter Wolf novella, which is in the printed version of Caliostro, which is this one here. And it is Duncan. Any of my beta readers and or alpha readers who perchance did read the book as, you know, beta readers, then they know who Duncan is. And Duncan is a prominent side character in Caliostro's story. He will be throughout this whole series. So it's kind of cool to learn a bit of his backstory. And that's what the novella is, a companion novel to the book. So I'm actually it is going to be published separately, but right now the only way to get it is to get Caliostro. And this is kind of a time release exclusive to Kickstarter, meaning the first people who have it through Kickstarter by backing it will be the first ones to be able to read it. I don't know the exact date that I'm going to release the book to the public from besides the people who have it through the Kickstarter. I would like to say it's going to be by the end of the year for the people who are not backing the Kickstarter, and that would be through whatever publishing company I use to publish it. But if you back the Kickstarter, then you'll see your copies September for the physical, and I think I want to say July for the ebook version. So you would have it well before anybody else if you're waiting for like Amazon or one of those places. But yeah, so a lot of stuff to do. And you get a lot of goodies. I did work on a lot of goodies. All that stuff was kind of ready to go, but it's a lot of the other things about the printing of the book and things like that. Some of the people did get the book boxes. Granted, we're still not finished yet, but I'm talking in future cases, which will be in another hour anyway. But there are some people who did get the book box, which I think is really cool. I'll show you the book box stuff. A lot of the book box people. I like book boxes myself, but some people don't like swag, but I love swag. I have a problem. But anyway, so the book box that I offered on here is the hardback copy of Caliostro, the character art for Caliostro and Allison, but the stretch goal we did reach the first one here. We'd unlocked Duncan and Delilah's character art as well, and it's printed for people who got physical and digital for people who have digital tiers. So you get all 4 characters art cards, and then you'll get the 4 character bookmarks plus the book theme bookmark, and all these are physical bookmarks you get in the book box. So you get the Room Within, Fractals bookmarks, exclusive bookmarks. I haven't had these public before. And then a bookmark for Winter Wolf. You get a physical print version of Winter Wolf that will only be in the back of Caliostro. So even though it will be in the back of Caliostro's printed ones, you'll have a individual one if you have the book box that's already included, and then a copy of Thorns in My Heart and Fractals and Room Within. All of them are signed, all obviously autographed by me. And then this one is the only set that comes with the tote bag and the mug, and then 2 of the Caliostro emblem stickers, and then the album. This is also the only version that comes with the physical printed album. All the other version rewards up here that have the album's digital version, and this one has the physical, and then the map, of course. So you get the physical map, and I think only this one has the digital map. This is the digital package where you get like the ebook and all the digital bookmarks, and then the artwork digital, the album, and the map. Of course, you could always do add-ons and get the physical of any of those things. This tier did pretty good too, where you get all 4 of the stories. You get the main book, the Novella Companion, Fractals, and Room Within. And Fractals and Room Within are part of the Caliostro world. Thanks again for anyone who joined me tonight for the closing of my Kickstarter and for sprinting with me. I really appreciate it hanging out, and I appreciate anyone who backed the Kickstarter and believing in my journey as a author. And that's all she wrote. And it is May the 12th at 6:42, and the Kickstarter has completely closed out, and it is funded. Congratulations, your project is successful. So I have the 14-day window. You have to wait, of course. So yeah, I did let people know. I'm going to actually let them know. You did it. Hello, everyone. Author DL Tillery here. And this is more likely the very end of my Kickstarter video. My Kickstarter finished about a week ago from this video airing. I wanted to put a small little video together of me doing small snippet recordings throughout the Kickstarter running. I didn't do snippets every day because it didn't seem to be required. I did it when something would happen on the Kickstarter, or I thought it was an update, and I tried to catch some things. The initial goal was 560 for the Kickstarter, which is around average of what novel Kickstarters do. Usually 500. And they may need more than that, which of course I needed more than that, but that was the starting lowest I could go for my goal to fund the launch of Caliostro, Tale of White Virgin. So I went with that. So that way 500 would be for sure, since you have to cut out the cut for Kickstarter. Um, but it funded that, and then slowly build to 1250. Though on the Kickstarter it says 1200. I had an outside pledge that didn't make it in time for the Kickstarter. Someone who I told about it, but life gets busy, and she still wanted to pledge one of the tiers, so I allowed her to. So it did really reach 1250, which I'm very pleased with. It will help the launch of Caliostro, and then the people that did back it get books. So I think out of the 21 backers for the Kickstarter, I had a few that backed it to support me who did not ask for any reward. And then I had, I believe, one that backed it with the $5 tier, which was just a copy, of ebook copy of Room Within and Fractals with with the digital bookmarks. So that tier, obviously, some of my work that's already out, but they still wanted to back the Kickstarter, which I think is cool. So out of those people, I would believe that I'm going to probably be sending out about, I want to say, roughly 18 copies of Caliostro, both digitally and on the physical side. It's about, I would say it's more physical copies than it is digital copies. I think out of the 18, it probably will be 1, 2, 4 digital copies out of the 18, so that's about 14 physical copies. I did have 3 backers who got the biggest book box one that I had, which is really cool. So I get to put that whole cool book box together. We did reach one of the stretch goals, which unlocked some of the more of the character art, and yeah, we didn't reach the second goal, which was the printed edges for the book, which I was really looking forward to reaching that goal so I could give everyone who had physical tiers the printed edges. That would have been cool. I had a design and everything picked out already, but hey, that could be for another time, another special edition of Caliostro. But again, it funded beyond it, 200 and I think 14%. I guess it would have been 215 or 16% with the outside pledge. And yeah, so I'm just preparing, waiting for the for Kickstarter to do their part, which they started right away, gathering the pledges and sending the funds, and then I can send out the surveys for the backers so that way I can get the information to be able to do their shipping. And I elected not to include shipping in the pledge because everyone's shipping could be different, and I want it to be fair. I didn't want to say, well, I'm going to push this amount in this pledge, and then a person who's closer, let's say, to where the book's coming from would pay less, but someone further away would be paying the fair amount that I put in it, but then a person closer would not. You know what I'm saying? So I decided just to go with, you pay for your shipping at the time of when you do the survey, and then, that way it could be fair, and then you paying for that separate from when Kickstarter gathers the pledges. So anyway, that's something I still have to do, but those surveys don't go out to the 1st of June. So anyone who's watching this who is a backer of the Caliostro Kickstarter, look out for your survey. If you have a physical tier, I will obviously be getting your information for your address so that way I can see how much your shipping will be, and then you could pay for the shipping at that time. I still have a lot of work to do. A lot of the things don't go out until closer to September. The earliest something goes out, I think, is June, and that's for the tier that just was like Room Within Fractals ebook. And then the second level stuff going out is July, which will be the ebook versions of Caliostro. So But also, there's a difference between the digital copy of Caliostro and the physical copies of Caliostro. As mentioned, the physical copies of Caliostro actually has 3 additional stories in them that are in the Caliostro world. That would be La Draga, Winterwolf, very specifically, Winterwolf is the most important one that's extra, that was made mostly based around for the Kickstarter, and Obsessed, which is one of Delata's stories. If you read Room Within, you know who Delata is, and she's also in Cagliostro's series. Um, if you have the printed version, you will get to read those 3 stories. Now, if you have the ebook version, you're only getting one of those stories. The people who got the biggest tier, which was the book box tier for the fans, that includes a printed copy of Winter Wolf, actually. So those who will have something special that no one else will be able to get their hands on currently. And that bundle has all of my current works involved in it. It's going to have the hardback of Cagliostro Tale of Libertin, which does have all 3 stories in the back of that book, and then an extra printed copy of Winter Wolf, which is the novella companion to Cagliostro, and Room Within, a copy of Fractals, is all print, and Thorns in My Heart, which is my dark romance poetry collection that came out not too long ago, an entire bookmark set, which is a bookmark for Thorns in My Heart, for Room Within, for Fractals, the Cagliostro book theme bookmark, and the 4 character set bookmarks. Plus, you get all the character art, which is Cagliostro, Allison, Duncan, and Delata. So you get their printed art cards, and you get the 2 stickers of the Cagliostro theme emblem, which more than likely will be the like in the book, the chapter headings possibly. And oh, what else did you get? Oh yeah, you get a tote bag, a coffee mug, the couple's coffee mug with Cagliostro and Allison on it, and I think what else do you get? They all are signed editions too, and I'm trying to recall if there was anything else. I think that's everything, but yeah, um, which is a good amount. There was another tier that had specialty things, and it doesn't come with any of the other tiers, and that was the to be a vampire tier, which is kind of aimed more toward the Lotta. You still, of course, you get the hardback in that one, I believe, and then that one had like a journal, which was Delata's journal for you to write in, her blood journal. And then it had like a dark beauties coloring book, adult coloring book with pencils for that, and Room Within, because that was her first appearance, printed copy of that, both signed editions, and something else. Oh, it had some vampire stickers, and oh, the vampire candles. So that was like a whole Delata special type of tier. So yeah, it was pretty cool putting the tiers together. But it went, again, the Kickstarter went well. There's always some kind of, ups and downs on your Kickstarter. There's like I have to call it the dead zone or the froze zone, whatever, when you have like where it's no pledges coming in. And that happens, apparently it's normal for Kickstarters. Which, looking at this video, you've seen that the way mine went up and then stopped and then went flatline, the flatline zone, and then it goes up and then flatlines and then up and then flatlines. So kind of a normal thing, apparently, I hear. It was something else. I'm going to actually do a video series on building a Kickstarter. There's lots of authors who have put those out, and I figure my perspective on it and trying to help other authors who want to do Kickstarters, since mine did fund. I would like to use any of the skills that I utilized building my Kickstarter to show others how to build their Kickstarter, and things I learned while doing that. So yeah, I want to try to do a video series doing that and showing how I put my Kickstarter together. It was a learning experience, and this video's going on a little longer than I wanted it to. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Again, thank you to everyone who backed my Kickstarter, and I'm looking forward to everyone reading Caliostro. Now, on to the fact about Caliostro for the public. The people who did the Kickstarter and backed it will get to read Caliostro first, along with the Winter Wolf, Obsessed, and Ladrega. Again, those stories are in the Caliostro world, hence why they will be in the back of the book. I don't really know the release date 100%. Like, I don't actually know the release date, so I don't really want to say, but it is going to be in the fall, close to winter, when the book releases through whoever I decide to publish it through. But that gives the people who back the Kickstarter a good amount of months to be well ahead of the game. I will look forward to their reviews for launch day. That'd be great. For Caliostro, that really would actually help with it, people find it, and for it to, help the sales of it when it launches. But yeah, this will definitely help the launch of Caliostro. That was the whole point of the Kickstarter, and I'm looking forward to building the fan base for Caliostro Tale of the Light Virgin Book 1, because it is a 3-part book series and with plenty of spin-offs and side stories. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have for you for this Kickstarter that I ran, and there's still plenty for me to do. So I'm sure I'll be talking about it in my monthly author's blog about what's going on. And of course, if you're a backer, you'll be getting updates as I do things on the Kickstarter still. There is a page there. And if you are watching this and you're a backer and you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, now is the time, obviously. I did leave a link on my Kickstarter page to subscribe to my newsletter, because I do those quarterly every 3 months. And except for when my Kickstarter was running, I was doing like once a month, of course. But it's usually every 3 months you get a new dark poem from me in that newsletter, updates of what I'm doing, books that I'm reading, and a spot which is also a spotlight on another author. So yeah, and my horror corner, because I always like to talk about horror stuff. That being said, that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay scared.